You know that thing that was working perfectly in your agency, but you stopped doing it? In this video, I'm going to talk about the psychology behind why that happens and how you can fix it, especially as it applies to new business and building a more repeatable system. With that in mind, if you don't know me, my name is Dan Englander. My company, Sales Schema, and I have worked with hundreds of agencies since 2014 to implement more repeatable business development systems, primarily using tasteful and targeted outreach. I'm the author of Relationship Sales at Scale, and I also host the Digital Agency Growth Podcast every single week for nearly 300 episodes now. So let me start by sharing a story of the Smashing Pumpkins drummer, Jimmy Chamberlain, who's one of my favorite drummers. After playing the same hits thousands of times over decades, in an interview, he describes how he would sort of like either consciously or unconsciously start messing stuff up out of boredom. And if you're running an agency, you might be pulling Jimmy Chamberlain more often than you think. And your team, they're basically the band. So here's how that typically plays out. Something temporarily throws us off track. We overreact to one or two data points, but more often than not, we just get bored with the usual thing, with the normalness of life, and we change stuff up for the worse, not the better. So when it comes to new business and getting that more repeatable system, here are mistakes that I have made in my own company, and they're a lot like the sort of things we see from agencies every day. Tuesday morning prospect follow-ups worked great until I got too busy and decided to stop doing them. Celebrating team wins and starting all of our on-hands calls every week with that sort of thing morphed into us immediately going into problem-solving mode, which hurt morale. That high converting sales deck gradually got watered down and pecked at and changed. And we thought, hey, it's because this person over here had this objection. But the reality was we just got bored of saying the same stuff and repeating the same things over and over again. It was old to us, but everything we were saying was completely new to each individual prospect we were talking to. So what's the solution here? In my experience, it's zooming out a bit. It's really thinking about things on a quarterly basis and doing a quarterly review. One thing that's worked really well for me is maintaining a document that I call restating my assumptions. I got this from that movie Pi that came out in 1998. I am kind of an old soul for the 90s, I guess. But anyway, it involves thinking about the things that you know to be true based on bedrock data, based on things that you can really hang your hat on. So this is a document that's not changed every 5 minutes. At most, you might alter it quarterly or far less often in preference. So if you'll humor me, take a minute right now and write down at least one thing that used to work that you have stopped doing, especially when it comes to business development in your agency. And with that in mind, if you'd like to learn the timeless, repeatable stuff that we've found to work for helping agencies get the door open and build pipeline consistently through outreach, I recommend checking out the video training in the link right below. It's only 30 minutes and you're going to learn a lot.